Plaintiff Tina Jocelyn is a daycare provider, and 6 years ago she started watching the defendant's children. Tina says she potty trained the defendant's children, taught them their ABCs, and she felt compelled to take them to church because the defendant was often partying. And Tina's suing her today for wages and a termination fee. Defendant Kaylee Wagner says Tina was a great daycare provider, and she did a lot for Kaylee's children. Kaylee even credits Tina for her son getting into a gifted program at school. But she claims after she and Tina almost got into a fist fight over money, she pulled her children out of the daycare.
Start with you.
Your Honor, I've been in childcare for the past 20 years, and I really love my job. And about 6 years ago, Kaylee Wagner enrolled her kids into my daycare. And during that time, I became very close with them. I taught them their ABCs, and I potty trained them. And I even took them to church with me. And Your Honor, thank God I did, because Kaylee, even though she's a really nice person, she really likes to party. There's a picture that she posted on Facebook from April 16th that says, "I've got my Easter eggs done for this weekend." And they're plastic Easter eggs with bottles of alcohol in them.
And what's your point?
My point
She's not
is,
as Christian as you? Is that what
no,
is
my
this?
point, Your Honor, is if maybe she had paid her daycare bills instead of using the money to go out and party, we wouldn't be here today.
All right.
Also, there was other evidence that about her partying.
All right. And you're introducing this to say that she could have paid you if she wasn't partying so much. That's your point.
Yeah.
She said, "My shirt is done. Love it." All right. How old are you, ma'am?
28.
All right. So 28, drinking, partying on the weekends, I assume.
Yes, sir.
That's what it appears. Since she's saving it for the weekends, this weekend. Saw another one said this weekend. And I saw another one say next weekend. And that's what 28-year-olds do.
Plaintiff Tina Jocelyn is a daycare provider who says while watching the defendant's children, Tina had to take them to church because the defendant was too busy partying.
You want to give me some background?
Well, despite what she says about me, I really do think that she's a great daycare provider for my kids. She has done so much for them. Like she said, she potty trained them. And she also has been working a lot with them as far as teaching goes. Like my son was put up for what is it? The gifted program. The gifted program at school.
Good.
I'm sorry, I just lost my train of thought.
That's all right.
The gifted program at
He
school.
does party a little too much. She might be
Yeah.
right. Losing her train of thought. Go ahead.
Sorry, my nerves are like.
No, you partying last night.
Well, anyways, like he had been put up for the gifted program, and so she does really great with them. And just recently, like my kids had seen her at a parking lot, and they ran up to her and they were like, "Tina, you know, we miss you, we love you, you know." And then it almost made me start crying because I realized how much she did have a good impact.
Good. All right, and that does matter a lot, and I'm glad you're giving her the credit for that. My wife, Linda, that was her career. She majored in college and preschool education, came out and worked at the top preschool. Then she founded her own preschool and ultimately created 5 that she ran. And about 90% of those kids went to college. It was called Children's Advanced Learning Center. Many of them went right into the gifted programs in Detroit schools. So a good preschool does matter. I know firsthand. I see these kids that we run into who are now adults and they've been to Ivy League schools. Give you that compliment as I'm complimenting my wife on her. People just think she's just sitting back getting the money. She did retire a little later, but for 15 years, she worked 12, 15 hours a day with 3 children. And I was pursuing my career, and she was working very hard in her career. So when y'all see her sitting up in here looking all cute, she wasn't always looking like that. She was tired and hungover from working 15 hours, cooking and taking care of those kids while I was out partying. That's not true. You all know I had to go to college. I had to work. I had to go to law school at night, so I didn't party either. I was working hard. Tell me how she owes you. And congratulations on the great work that you've done.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have the bill here, and it's broke down into $22 per day for both kids, and for the months.
What does that equal per week?
$110.
That's all, yeah. For two? All right. Right now, I think daycare is like $300 a week.
Yeah, depending on where you live, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a cost of living.
Cost of living varies,
Yeah.
yeah, but I know folks pay what they might otherwise pay in a mortgage. Go ahead. So you only charge her $22 a day for 2 children.
For 2 children, and from February to May of this year, she had only paid $584 during that time, which meant she owed $1,286. And then on May 27th, she sent me a text message saying that she would be pulling the kids out of daycare, and she didn't give me any notice for that. And in the daycare contract, it states that we are given 2 weeks notice, or we charge for those 2 weeks.
Okay, let me see your records.
Plaintiff Tina Joslin is a daycare provider who says while watching the defendant's children, Tina had to take them to church because the defendant was too busy partying.
All right, ma'am. What do you want to tell me about missing the payments and terminating without notice?
Our normal agreement is that whenever I fall behind on my payment, then we'll get caught up at the end of the year whenever I get my income taxes time. Or whenever I get my income taxes back. So it doesn't, like I did plan on paying her. It's just right now she was mad because I pulled my kids out of daycare, because when it comes to finances, like we end up arguing. At one point, we almost got into a fist fight over a bill. And that's why I
What do you all typically argue about?
It was the money.
What about the money do you argue over?
About me not paying my bill, basically. So
I just wanted to hear you say that.
Yeah.
We argue over the money I legitimately owe her.
yeah. Well, I mean, my point is that that's a reason why I didn't give her a notice, is because I didn't want to take it that far.
You didn't want to show up with no money in your hand
Yeah.
again. All right, ma'am, because if you all always argue about it, you didn't terminate without 2 weeks notice over the same thing you always argue about. You drop them off and come get the kids. Hey, when you gonna get that 200 in? Nah.
Yeah.
Don't ask me about no money. That's the only way I can hear the argument.
He's
Nonetheless,
been really well about working with me as far as payment goes, because I mean, I struggle with
so you
that,
waiting on your income tax.
Yeah.
When is your income tax supposed to
It
arrive?
usually comes, I usually pay around February.
All right, and did you amend the agreement?
No, Your Honor. I was
Never-
trying to encourage her to pay so she didn't get that.
All right, so you
behind.
never amended the agreement to say you can pay me then.
No, Your Honor.
Judgment for the plaintiff, man. Have a good day.
Hopefully we can just move on from this situation and, become friends again.
I would really like to be able to spend time with our kids, because I really do miss them.
Did you see that last case? If you can relate to their situation and have a legal question for me, hit me up on my website, askjudgemathis.com.